How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with new brewery time. In the form of Oakflower Brewing Company. This is their Ring 1. This is a 6.2% NE IPA. Done. Done. Nothing else on this can. No Surgeon General's warning. No dating. No nothing. God, it has to be. It has to be. A homebrewer canning, I assume. This was left over at my fridge from Beer Tuber Palooza. I had no idea about this beer. Didn't remember anybody pulling it out throughout the night. And I kind of went and did like a head count of the beers in there. I saw this in there. I was super intrigued. So I said that during my beer mail unboxing kind of Beer Tuber Palooza unpacking video. And these guys kind of tagged me in their story on Instagram. Highly carbonated. Because I was like, where the hell does beer come from? And they kind of jokingly said, we're like the U2 of beer. You used to, like, you know, it's like when iTunes just forcibly put that YouTube album or U2 album on your iTunes. That's the way our beer is. It just kind of showed up in your fridge because that's how it works. And I wrote back in a story saying, but I want to like your beer. I don't want to like you too. This had to have come via my buddy Mike. It had to. It had to. But right now we'll assume it just appeared magically. Like I said, I'm assuming it's a homebrewer trying to open a brewery because there is nothing on the can. There's nothing as far as who they are. More importantly, there's no Surgeon General's warning, any of that stuff. You kind of have to put that stuff on there when you're doing commercial brew. But what do I know? Maybe they're just going rogue, man. Renegade. Yeah. So we'll see how it snacks up. You're talking about 6.2% hazy, New England style IPA. Label-wise, I dig it, man. I mean, there's something about the kind of just no info whatsoever that makes me super nostalgic from my music years. You know, for years I did underground electronic music. We used to break into warehouses and like do all kinds of legal crazy shit, and it was always like covert stuff and little information and all that kind of stuff, and this kind of brings me back to that a little bit, so I kind of dig it. Beer wise, I mean, it was over carbed. Definitely the pour wasn't this dude being a douche. It's kind of the beer just over carbonated. That's fine. We'll see how it settles into the actual beer itself. So what we're left with is almost 2 fingers of super rocky head on a beautiful hazy kind of body. When you're looking at today's New England style IPA, it's kind of par for the course of what you want beers to look like. Sure, there's some that are really soupy, some that are a little bit clearer, stuff like that, but this is kind of what you're looking for, that rich orange glow, kind of a nice haze throughout. Give it a whirl. See if we can get a nose. See, it's kind of settled in there. It's not crazy. OJ. And a true New England IPA, because I'm not getting the hint that there's going to be a big bittering component to this. It's very much kind of OJ. Orange on orange on orange. A little orangina. Touch of tang. Heaping helping freshly squeezed orange juice. Ripened, sweetened, not overly under-ripened. Kind of not overly acidic. And definitely not an over, like, pithy, kind of skinny kind of bittering to it. Definitely has all the parts of those kind of like a Julius of the world kind of things I'm talking about here as far as a nose goes. But yeah, she smells quite nice. Let's dive in. Cheers. I like this beer. I like it. It's all the OGR belong to us. It's not super crazy vibrant OJ, but it's nice. I mean, you're dealing low 6s here, you're not dealing low 7s. To its detriment, not to my drinking, but I think if you make this, it's not sweet, is basically what I'm trying to say before I get too far into like, what are you talking about? It's not overly sweet. I love that about this beer, but I think if you're a little bit sweeter on this, it becomes a bit more vibrant of a beer, a little bit more of a crowd pleaser, but I like where it's sitting. Beautiful, real mouthfeel. Like, it's not chalked up. It's not like super water nerdy crazy. It just has a genuinely soft, fluffy, creamy kind of mouthfeel to it. Again, like I said, that OJ is starter show. Not super vibrant. There's a little bit of pithiness in there, so it's not devoid of all bittering, but enough bittering balance to it to kind of keep this beer from getting one-sided, even though if it did go one side, it still wouldn't be overly sweet. This is really tasty. You know, I kind of jumped out of the chute and kind of, when I talked about the nose in this beer, I talked about, you know, kind of leaning into those kind of Julius vibes. It kind of gives me a little bit of that. Sure, Julius is much more bittering. It's a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more electric, to be honest with you. You're talking about 6.2% beer that is incognito AF. I'm not telling you anything about what it is, what they're about, just brewery name, beer style, dunzo. It's really good stuff. You know, I roll into a tap house, and I've never been into before, and I see like somebody's hazy pale ale or low ABV IPA, and I drink this out of the chute. I'm like, okay, I get what you're laying down, and I dig it. I mean, it's a really tasty beer, to be perfectly honest with you. Really tasty hazy. I mean, the fact that it's not overly sweet just kind of tickled me pink to begin with. Yeah, it's really good. It really is. It's a really well done, really, and I mean that, really well done, lowerish ABV hazy IPA. It's the fact that mouth feels fantastic without some of those trickeries and fuckdoggeries that people do. The OG is vibrant, not overly aggressive, but then again, it's not all that sweet. So it's cool to pull it off without that big sweetness component. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. And honestly, just really well done. Really solid, better than solid. I was gonna say solid. I'm gonna kick myself in the ass. Really well done. Hazy IPA. At least I think it is. Good on you guys, because I think it's tasty. Is it one of the better New England style hazies that I've had? I was like, yes. Is Mount Rushmore status? No, but it's close. It's you get up there, man. You're talking about, if we kind of whittle this down to low ABV New England style hazy pale, hazy IPA, you're talking about 5 to 6.5. It's definitely eking towards the top. Might be Mount Rushmore status. That might be reserved for the Sneak Boxes of the world or the Falconers of the world, those kind of beers. But this is up there. Very tasty stuff. I have no idea. Brewery only, I assume. Friend only, maybe. Who knows? As far as availability goes, and leave you with, I feel like, what we like this. If you like really well done New England style hazies, you will like this. You will not like this. You will love this. That's it. I mean, it's just really, really good stuff. Really well made. No, nothing about it. I tell you, go check the brewery out. You know the name. If you know the name, go check them out. They have an Instagram. I know that. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Let me know if you've had this. Mike, let me know if you're the one who put this in my fridge. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing a whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Oakflower Brewing. Forgot the name already. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.